Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Um, we're going to be talking about something today that was brought to my attention in the comment section of a video that I did yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And so I started to do some digging like I always do. And we're going to be talking about the reasons behind why a certain list just may not ever be released. Okay? So, the first name that I'm going to bring to your attention is Samuel Pisar, Pisar. He is the main, or was, I should say, because he's no longer on this earth, the main legal advisor to a man named Robert Maxwell. And he's also his confidant. Robert Maxwell was Ghislaine's father. Okay, you all know who she is. Samuel's role extended far beyond just legal advice, though. Okay, now I have pictures and stuff to back up everything that I'm saying, and I will show those to you in just a moment, okay? He was also involved in helping Robert navigate political and diplomatic relationships, especially in the context of Robert's media empire and his various ventures. Okay, so before I go any further, coffee, all right, and snacks, lots of them. So Samuel is also the stepfather of Antony Blinken. Now, Antony Blinken has been serving as U.S. Secretary of State since 2021. Antony Blinken's connection to who? Jeffrey E. Okay, that's how I'm going to refer to him as. Anthony Blinken, like I said, is the United States Secretary of State. Now, Robert was a Mossad spy who had one of the biggest funerals in Israel's history. A funeral which was attended by both the Prime Minister and the President of Israel at that time. Now, Ghislaine, as well as Jeffrey, was an asset to multiple intelligence agencies, including Mossad, who helped Jeffrey run his ring, if you understand, yes? Now, Anthony Blinken went to Dalton School. It's the same place that Jeffrey taught at briefly after being given the job by Donald Barr. Donald Barr is Bill Barr's father, okay? Before I go any further, I hope you guys you're taking notes so you guys can do your own research, all right? Now, Donald Blinken, who is Anthony Blinken's biological father, he's also the co-founder of Warburg, and it's W-A-R-B-U-R-G, Pincus, P-I-N-C-U-S Bank. The Warburgs are one of the 6 Jewish German banking dynasties that founded the Federal Reserve. Paul Warburg was the architect of the Federal Reserve, okay? Anthony Blinken was groomed as a Mossad agent, and some consider him to be the frontman for the Rothschilds and the Warburgs. He's also been running the country for the last 4 years, as you know. Now, Blinken's stepfather, Pisar, and his Harvard classmate, Henry Kissinger, had a big hand in pushing the U.S. to build up the USSR/China into world superpowers. Now, or USSR, aka now it's Russia. Okay, but so oftentimes through tech handoffs, that is, war and conflict is always profitable. Okay, now in France, Pissarr is known because he was an advisor to Presidents Mitterrand, I know I'm not going to say it correctly, so I'll just go on. Mitterrand and Giscard, Giscard. Now, Anthony Blinken also spent a few years growing up in France, so he is connected to the French network as well. So here we go with some pictures, okay? So here you can see, okay, here is Ghislaine with her father, there's Blinken, and then there's Blinken's father, okay, or stepfather, whatever you want to call him, okay? Now here's a picture, okay, that pretty much says the same thing, okay? You got Blinken, then you got Pissarr, who's the lawyer and confidant of Maxwell, who's the father of Ghislaine, who's the accomplice of Jeffrey. Now, in this picture right here, okay, it says that Pissarr is listed in Jeffrey's book on page 87. Now, how any of this is known, I'm not sure because it's never been released, or so they say, right? Now, it has been recorded that there's 7 phone numbers and no addresses under this name of Samuel Pissarr. And he is listed as a way to get in contact with the ranch, okay? So, these are just things, if you wanted to put up a big billboard in your house and start with the push pins and and start linking things together, this is how you would do it, okay? So then the next thing is this, all right? Now, this is about Pissarr, advisor to the world, recalls survival in the NAZI camps, okay? So I'll blow it up. I'll read it, a little bit of it to you, okay? So here we are. Ooh, it says, yes, I see it again, a huge tank with a scared kid jumping out of his hiding place, running through a machine pew-pew fire toward the cannon, pointed at his chest, yelling at the top of his wasted lungs in a few words of English his mother had taught him. God bless America. But if you look down here, which I don't know if you'll actually be able to see this because the wording is extremely small, it says, he is a highly successful international lawyer and economic consultant, now with offices in Paris and New York. And when he speaks, names of close friends and colleagues such as Henry Kissinger, David Rockefeller, and President John Kennedy, for whom he worked as an advisor. So there's that. Okay, so Samuel Pissarr and his liberation from the NAZI concentration camp 35 years ago at the age of 16. Okay, that's what this article is about. Okay, so then we go over to here. All right, let me blow this up as much as I can. It says that Jeffrey was not Israeli. He was recruited through the first iteration of the GATE Talented and Gifted Education Network, being run out of Columbia by Walter Breen, B-R-E-E-N. Let's see. He was groomed as an intelligence asset from a young age, probably as part of a post-WW2 push to identify candidates to occupy positions in the power structure. from his time as a teacher onward, where he worked for William Barr's dad, Bill Barr, as we all know, who was preoccupied with how do I say that without getting strike fantasies at the Dalton School, prestigious school in Manhattan, where Anthony Blinken also went. And he was then inducted into Wall Street at a high level, probably serving as a go-between interfacing with Mossad and CIA on the one hand and big Wall Street banks on the other, Bear Stearns, JPM being two of the most famous. Ghislaine was also groomed by her Mossad MI6 spook dad from a young age, and they were probably trauma bonded after Robert's suspicious demise. Because he allegedly fell off of a boat. Okay, yeah. They met while Ghislaine was staying in Lynn Forrester de Rothschild's apartment while grieving over her father. Huh. Okay, so there's that one. And then this last one right here says Blinken grew up with his stepdad, who was best mates with Ashkenazi Mafia Don Robert Maxwell, the fraudster Mossad agent. Blinken's stepdad, lawyer, was the last known person Maxwell spoke to, and RM's business front. And this one down here says Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, Bill Hagerty visited Israel last week. Netanyahu met with Graham yesterday. Mike Pompeo is also in Israel this week. Pompeo added a goodbye party yesterday for outgoing Mossad chief Yossi Cohen. Just trying to connect all these things. Netanyahu met with Ted Cruz and Bill Hagerty. Prime Minister thanked the senators for coming to Israel and said that he was always glad to see the two state of Israel's best friends. Yeah. So that's all that I could find linking, okay, and on why possibly this list might never get out. Because first of all, his name, Anthony's name, would be on there, okay? Along with how many other hundreds and hundreds of names. But it's also, you know, how many the FBI has the list anyway, and it'll probably never ever be released, because there's going to be too many that are going to either unalive themselves or be arrested. Yeah. So anyway, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.